Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, all social media across the nation. Uneducated Network on YouTube presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. And before we get down to our topic today, if you haven't, please like and subscribe to Uneducated Network. You see it right there. So you see my show, Uneducated Sports Talk, and many other shows on our channel. With that being said, let's get down to it. Hey, the combine is there and gone. The pro days have been here; they're gone now. We got pro days of Sam Darnold. Just recently, as of today, we got pro days of Baker Mayfield, and now Josh Rosen as well. We want to see what's going on with Josh Allen. We want to talk about the actual quarterbacks in this draft. I haven't really got down to the specifics of each quarterback, but this year is quote unquote the year of the quarterback. Last year, we were so geeked up about this year's quarterback, the 2018 class. And if we saw them play this year, and we all were kind of underwhelmed at some moments from at least three of the four players, for sure. But let's get right into it. The Cleveland Browns have a decision to make at number one. They also have the fourth pick as well, but they don't want to take that chance of the fourth pick. So let's talk about who should the Cleveland Browns go with number one. Well, before we do that, let's talk about each quarterback. So you have Josh Rosen from UCLA. You have Sam Darnold from USC. You also have Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma. And then we have Josh Allen, who's the newcomer from Wyoming. There's always that one guy who's like just thrown in there. Last year it was Mitch Trubisky from North Carolina, who played 1 year. Now you have Josh Allen coming from Wyoming. He's a big kid, in the 6'4", 6'5" range, 230 pounds. Big Ben, Carson Wentz like. So they like guys like that. They always throw someone in that kind of mix. Just 2 years ago, it was Carson Wentz was thrown in that mix, and he turned out pretty well. So the case still out for Mr. Trubisky. 1 year isn't going to just make or break who you are as a quarterback. But let's start off with the number one going into the season was Sam Darnold from USC. And he, including myself, we were geeked up about this kid. Sam Darnold has it all, the build, the arm, the accuracy, the mobility, his feet, his footwork in the pocket. He had all that. He poised last year once he became starter for USC, and he looked damn good. This year was a different story. He started off, when I say bad, he started off bad. When you start off bad and then you end bad, it doesn't really look good. But he lost a few guys from USC. USC doesn't have the best talent when it comes down to their offense, but he kind of made them better. But at the same time, earlier in the year, he admitted that he had some kind of anxiety issues, or he was kind of doubting himself. And I'm thinking to myself, you're in USC and this is college, and that's pressure already. But just imagine if you go to the NFL and, by God, be the Cleveland Browns starter. The Cleveland Browns won 1 game in 2 years. So talk about pressure, right? You're the savior now. Do you really want that guy on your team? Because he had some bad games. And yes, the Pac-12 has recently had great defense. I saw our defense talking about cornerbacks and secondary safety guys. So the secondary has always been good. They bolstered numerous draft picks over the last 2 or 3 years from the Pac-12 when it comes down to the secondary. So that being said, they showed that it showed me that Sam Darnold maybe isn't what we hyped him up to be. We hyped him up as probably the GOAT, greatest of all time, like one of those quarterbacks, once in a generation kind of guys. He's 6'4", got the build. He looks like the quarterback. He's the guy that sits there and he's in his playbook all the time. That kind of guy will study his tape, which he is. But we saw what happened last year or this year, and he did not look good. So that kind of brings my doubts a little bit towards Sam Darnold. Now let's go with Josh Allen. Josh Allen from Wyoming. Now I don't know why he got thrown in. Well, I do know why. His build, 6'5", 230, like I said earlier, big cannon arm. That guy's. They want him to be a difference maker. Now, I rather him over Mitch Trubisky all day, because I seen Mitch Trubisky's his work. I saw his footage, and I was like, this guy can't be a top 5 in the draft. No way. And sure enough, he was number 2 overall when the Chicago Bears traded up from 3 to 2 to get him. So, hey, I don't know. Some teams kind of psych themselves up. People psych themselves up. Someone put Josh Allen there. Now, I think Josh Allen is much better than Mitch Trubisky. I think he's more NFL ready than Mitch Trubisky is. That being said, he did play Wyoming. And yes, regardless, he did lose some starters from last year to this year. But his completion percentage is gonna hurt. 57%. And I'm not too big because I saw some of his footage. He doesn't do a lot of the bubble screens, doesn't do a lot of the short passes, which can cause your percentage to go up a little bit. A lot of stuff was downfield. So 57%, it doesn't bother me at all. And plus, look at the caliber who you're playing with. Now, people want to say, well, look about the caliber he's playing against. Yeah, but sometimes that evens itself out. Bad versus bad is gonna be bad. Yes, you're the one good constant, but at the same time, you need those bad guys to help you out, right? So he did what he had to do, but he has to build for it. And like I said, 57% is not a good completion rate, but I'm telling you, Matt Stafford, 58% in Georgia, 57% for Georgia, his junior and senior year. So, and look what he's doing now, the highest paid, second highest paid quarterback now to Kirk Cousins. But so Josh Allen, I really like him. I think he'll be good for one team. Spoiler, I'll tell you guys at the end of my show. So let's talk about Josh Rosen, the kid from UCLA, the smooth criminal. That's why I call him. He's smooth. What I like about him is he doesn't let distractions get the best of him. He's a cool, calm, collected dude. He's smart. Some people think he's too smart for his own good. I don't mind a guy who has interest in some things other than football. And people don't like that. They want their quarterback to be this mad scientist all about football. It's football, football. I sleep, eat, all that football. Sleep, eat, and live my life football. Josh Rosen isn't that guy. He has other things he likes to do besides football, and he doesn't mind talking about it, which I have no problem with it, as long as you go on that field and give me your all on that field. When you're done with the film stuff or the football stuff, go ahead, do what you want to do, say what you want to say. People don't like that he's not a rah-rah football guy. Doesn't bother me one bit, not at all. So, with that being said, he's sort of got that he might hurt the team. They want to rally around someone like Josh Rosen, and they really can't because of his demeanor. I doubt that. Once he gets on the field, I'm pretty sure all his teammates have backed him up and say he's a leader, he's a warrior. I'm not worried about what your other things you like to do outside the football field. I'm not worried about that. Not one bit. But when you're on that field or when you're in that film study, it's all about that at that particular time. If Josh Rosen can do that, you never know. He has the best passing motion out of all these quarterbacks. And now, let's talk about my personal favorite, who I think should be the #1 quarterback pick, but that's just me. Let's go with Baker Mayfield, the Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma. I think this kid has moxie, he has guts, and he doesn't turn the ball over. Period. He doesn't make the bad plays. Even though it looks like a bad play, it's not a bad play. Now, the downside of him, everyone wants to talk about his cockiness. Oh my God, he's so cocky. Why is he cocky? Oh my God, he's so full of himself. Yes, he had, the drunk thing that went up. He got arrested and ran from a cop. Okay, that's kind of a little red flag, whatever. But I guarantee you, other guys have had this situation happen, but little money, hush hush money, you don't hear about it. Baker Mayfield has a chip on his shoulder the size of Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama all together. It's a big old chip. He's out there to prove that he is the best quarterback in college football, and I will not deny that he is. I think that if you get this kid, he has guts and he knows how to win. He reminds me of Deshaun Watson. Everyone was like, Deshaun Watson, he might go second round, he might go late first. I'm like, are you guys freaking out of your minds? Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback in this draft, 2017 draft. Sure enough, 11 teams passed on him. I mean, I'm pretty sure, definite 5 who needed him passed on him. Now Deshaun Watson's balling in Houston, and before his injury was going to be the rookie of the year, no doubt about that. But I think Baker Mayfield is that same kind of guy. He brings that chippiness on the shoulder. He brings that work ethic. He brings the scramble material. He's not scramble-ish like Russell Wilson, and he isn't Drew Brees yet. But I guarantee you, he will work his butt off like both of those guys. I know that. People want to rally around Baker Mayfield, and he makes things happen. when you're a walk-on not once but twice in your life, you got a chip. And I like a guy who has a chip on his shoulder, and he is a little cocky. What, you want to lie when people ask him questions? Don't lie. Be yourself. And he is being himself. They want to compare him to Johnny Manziel. I do not see it. Two completely different quarterbacks. Yes, the size is what they're talking about. Outside of that, two different completely different quarterbacks, and I don't see him being Johnny Manziel at all. I see him more of the slower version of Russell Wilson, to be honest with you guys. But I think Baker Mayfield is my number one quarterback going into it. If I were the Cleveland Browns, I would choose Baker Mayfield just because I need that guy who has guts, who's going to lead my team, who's going to rally, and who is going to let himself down. A lot of these guys have these issues going on. I think Baker Mayfield is the perfect piece for Cleveland. That is just me. And there's also Lamar Jackson. We haven't talked enough about him. I love Lamar Jackson, and I hope he gets a high draft grade and he gets picked up high somewhere in the early first, low seconds. I don't want to see him in day two at all. I mean, day two. I don't want to see him there. Day three. I believe he will be a day one or day two starter. Not starter, but draftee. He's a quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. He is a quarterback. He even went out his way of saying, the reason why I'm not a wide receiver because I can't catch. I like that. He probably can catch, but he doesn't want to let you guys know. For God's sake, he didn't even run the 40-yard dash because all this wide receiver talk. He knows for sure he can run a 4.3. Maybe a 4.2. He is that fast. He didn't want to run it. I don't want anyone to think anything about me as a wide receiver. I'm going straight quarterback, and I think this guy, give him the right chance with the right coach, with the right staff, the right team. This guy can be a deadly weapon at quarterback. Deadly. I think Lamar Jackson, his speed alone will scare anybody. And this isn't just Michael Vick, one read and running. No, Lamar Jackson played in a very complicated system in Louisville, to be honest with you guys. Yes, his completion percentage can be better, and his throws can be a little better. But you can still work on it, I believe. You can still work on that, but I want him just as a threat, as a quarterback. Can you imagine what he can do for you guys? That's Russell Wilson on steroids when you talk about the speed from Lamar Jackson. So out of those five guys, it is crazy. Now, I will have my mock draft coming up this weekend. I'm ready for my first mock draft, so get ready for that. I will do two, one this weekend, and then one probably about a week before the draft. But I'm ready, and here's a little spoiler alert for you guys for the mock draft. Here we go. For the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns will select, this is number one pick, y'all, Josh Allen, quarterback, Wyoming. Why? I'll break it down more in my mock draft, but big kid. Who's in your division? Where you playing at? You're playing in Cleveland. It's nasty, windy out there. It's disgusting. You need a guy with a big arm, right? Who else is in that with big arms? Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger. Oh, by the way, the two best teams in that division. Cincinnati, yeah, they're just on a whole other dip. But get a guy who doesn't mind. He's in Wyoming. I don't want California kids being my number one guy in Cleveland. These guys are from California. I don't. Baker Mayfield, I'd rather him in Cleveland, but Cleveland's not going that route. I promise you guys, they're not going that route. They're going with Josh Allen, in my opinion, as the number one overall pick in the 2018 draft for the kid from Wyoming. So, tell me how you feel. Please like and subscribe to Uneducated Network, to where you see my show, Uneducated Sports Talk. Hey, who is your number one quarterback? I asked a question. Which quarterback is going number one to the Cleveland Browns? How about that? I want to know you guys' answers down below. With that being said, hey, my name is Clayton. This is Uneducated Sports Talk. You know what time it is, sports fans. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Peace. Go Baker Mayfield.